All right, here's the MacBook that I have been using to edit my videos. So every video you have seen so far on my channel has been edited on this MacBook Pro. And we can get into the specs here. This is a 2015, let's see if I can zoom in. It's a 2015 15-inch base model MacBook Pro. And I got a pretty good deal on this. I think it was like, I don't know, it was between $150 and $200 for this base model. And I was happy with that. It was listed as a 2013, but I could tell based on the specs that it was a 2015. So if we go into more info and we can see just a little bit about it. It is running Ventura. I patched it to Ventura because up until recently, I did not have my own copy of Final Cut Pro. I was using a version that for some reason would only work on Ventura. And it just would not, like HDR videos, which is what this iPhone 13 takes, just would not work on there. So that's why I patched this to Ventura, because on Monterey it would not work. But I mean, it's been a good computer. One reason I got a 2015 was for the Force Touch trackpad. It just makes such a big difference for me. I mean, when I edit, I usually use this mouse. It's a Razer Basilisk, and I just plug it into the USB, and that works great. But overall, the computer's not in great shape. I mean, you can see all the scratches here on there and on the front here. The screen's decent. It doesn't really have any delamination. It's got a bend up in the corner there. If we look at the top of it, it's in decent shape. I mean, there is a dent there. And one thing I did not know is I thought the 2015 15-inch had a 5th gen Intel processor, but it does not. Unlike the 13-inch, which was released before it, this model still has the 4th gen. And I don't know why Apple did that, why they stuck with the 4th gen, but I mean, this machine's been good. The 16 gigabytes of RAM is nice. The Iris Pro graphics are fine. The Final Cut, the videos that I edit really don't use a graphics card that intensively, so this works fine. They really rely on the CPU, which this thing is showing its age. It's still a good CPU, and you really didn't get anything better than this until the 2018 MacBook Pro refresh, which is at this point like 3 times as expensive as this 2015. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run these benchmarks and put the numbers up on the screen for you guys to get an idea just how this thing performs on, we're going to look at Geekbench 6, and we'll do Cinebench, and then we'll do a disk speed test. So let me run those. Actually, we can do this one right now because it doesn't take very long. So this is just going to look at the SSD speeds. And I don't know if this is the stock drive or if this is one from a different year, but the 2015s had an improved SSD compared to prior years. And the read and write speeds for me are more than enough. It gets the job done just fine. So those are done. Let me run Geekbench. I'll do CPU, and then we'll do Metal Compute. And when that finishes, we'll take a look. All right, the Cinebench run finished. And you can probably hear the fans. They were really going, but the system did not throttle. It stayed right around 97 degrees Celsius at full wattage. And our score was, let's see, 3597, so 3,597 for Cinebench R23. And if we go look at our Geekbench scores, the single core was a little over 1,000, multi-core was 3676. The metal score for the Iris Pro GPU was 2154, and the OpenCL score for the GPU was 5121. show you kind of how Final Cut works on here. So I'm doing a video on this iPad 2 downgrade. So I'm going to drag that into the timeline there. And there's a section of it I want to speed up. So let me scroll to that. And I'm going to blade that. And then blade the end of the clip there that I want. And I'm going to speed this up. Let's do ×4 and see how long this takes to render. Probably just a couple seconds. So a lot of times when I do the unboxing videos, the actual unboxing part, unwrapping the item, takes like, I don't know, anywhere between 30 seconds to a couple minutes. And I always speed that up, and that's usually a pretty big slowdown for me in editing because that takes such a long time to speed up. But this wasn't so bad. So really, speeding clips up and then exporting them take a long time. So let's say this clip was done and I was going to export it. I would do the master file and move it to the desktop. And this part takes a long time to render. The transcoding. I don't know if transcoding is CPU or GPU. Actually, we can check. Let's go look at Activity Monitor and see. So CPU is pretty low and GPU is high for the screen capture. So I guess I don't know what bottlenecks Final Cut Pro for exporting. But this is hands down the slowest part of video editing for me with this computer. And I'm hoping that when I upgrade, because I actually do have another one on the way to replace this 15-inch 2015 MacBook Pro. So I'm hoping that I can render these videos a lot quicker, and that will save me a lot of time. Because even this is really short. This is just 1 minute long. Most of my videos are at least 5 minutes, and this is taking quite a while to get through that. So I just finished editing the iPad 2 downgrade video, and what I'm going to do is throw up a stopwatch here when I click export, so we can see just how long it takes to do this whole export on this MacBook. So I'm doing the master file. It's a almost 7 GB video. This one is longer than usual. It's 13 minutes. It's going to the desktop, and I'm going to click save and start at the same time. And I'll throw the progress up here, and we'll see how long this takes. Alright, it took 12 minutes to export that video file. And I apologize for the time lapse. I realized the iPhone screen timed out pretty quickly there, but it stayed running, so about 12 minutes. And then I'll get this uploaded to YouTube, which will take even longer because upload speeds aren't great. Oh, you know, that's another thing I wanted to point out is the 250 gigabyte SSD on this MacBook is, I mean, it's fine, it works, but you can see I've filled it up with the videos, which ultimately I've been moving to an external hard drive to free up space on here. The videos I already upload, I just move them there. But you can see documents is 116 gigabytes, and that is, yeah, Apple stuff is my Final Cut library, which is 89, and then I've got some videos that I need to move onto that external drive. So the 250 is fine, but you got to have something else to either move your video files to or delete them after you upload them, which I don't like doing because I've had a couple problems with uploaded videos. So that's been a look at video editing on this machine, which is not a bad experience, but I think later this week when I get my upgrade, I've got a 2019 iMac coming in, which I think is going to be better in every single way, apart from not being portable, which is fine. I only edit videos here at home, so that should work out. But when that comes in, I'm going to make a video about it, and I can do a comparison between that and this and see how much better that thing is. So I'm looking forward to that quite a bit. So that's been a look at my 2015 15-inch MacBook Pro. It's the base model, and it has served me well. The battery's not great, but it still holds a charge for a couple hours. I've been happy with it. It's done a good job, and I'm probably going to sell it. Even if I lose a little bit, it'll still be worth it. So I just wanted to throw this up. This was the listing for my MacBook, and I got it for about $180 after shipping and tax. And it's not, let's see here. Yeah, so I mean, obviously they showed pictures of it on and working, but you can see the damage that it has. It's not in great shape, but that was fine. The display worked and it had all the components. Oh, that's another thing. It was missing feet on the bottom, which I had some spares laying around from other repairs that I went ahead and threw on there. And I could run the serial number and make sure that it was the correct model. But I would imagine I can sell this for, I'd say at least $150. So maybe I'll end up losing like $30 or $40 on this. But ultimately that I think will be worth it in the end. So thanks for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if you have any questions down below about how this machine performs and any tasks that I did not show today. I'd be happy to run other benchmarks or look at any other aspects of it and let you know. But until next time, that has been my video editing MacBook. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for the next one.